Good morning, sir. Please have a seat.
Morning.
Friends, I would like to make a special mention that Mr. Mohan Rao, apart from his, official, bio which we have heard, he's a fitness enthusiast. So he has been uh, participating in marathons. Okay, so that is about 30 odd marathons, which are half marathons, and 14 full marathons. Out of these, one of that was in Chicago, and a few international marathons also he has participated. So extremely disciplined on fitness. So, I just wanted to, inspire all of us in this room, with your, the personal side, which we often don't see.
Thank you, Vivek.
Yeah. He is also very much enthusiastic also in terms of staff welfare when it comes to SEBI. So the sports committee and the various committees which involve people and their welfare, he has also been very instrumental. So I would especially, like to mention this. Often we think investigation is very, very serious affair, but it's really heartening to know how, at a personal level you also, pursue the fitness goals.
Thank you, Vivek. First of all, I should congratulate you all and good morning to everyone because you are gathered over here to create value addition to your life as well as professional life. And I'm sure that everyone will contribute to the goals of the nation, that is 2047 goals of the nation. So I'm very keen about that.
Thank you so much, sir. And we are really pleased to have you here. And just to keep you all informed that he is, now ED of the MIRSG division, the division under which the IA regulations come in. So we are going to work with him very closely, on various fronts going forward.
It's absolutely pleasure.
Thank you very much, sir. So, sir, my question comes from one goal, and that is all of us looking at India in 2047. Viksit Bharat, very important for all of us. In your career, you would have experienced various points, companies or entities, okay, who at a point comply for the sake of compliance, and some companies who comply for investor protection, and who wants to genuinely build that. So in your experience, what is that differentiating factor which actually helps to drive this?
Yeah, it's a, what I can say that I can summarize my experience in SEBI. What I can say, when I was there as an officer, I was investigating something, investigating malpractices, investigating some market manipulation, insider trading or somewhere. But I was getting kick, to be honest. I was getting kick of catching the culprits. But then over a period of time, it made me to think that punishing people is not just serve the purpose of protecting the market integrity. We will also educate them, educate the people, educate the entire ecosystem, because at least 60 to 70% of the violations are by ignorance. Some people feel that nobody is watching, then I can do some mistakes, or I can do some mischiefs in the market wherein I can have a financial gain. But if you make them to impress that SEBI is watching them, or some other bodies, exchanges are watching them, and they are going to take action. And this action may result into the lifelong spot in their career. If we make them to believe, then automatically 50% of the market manipulations or market misconducts, I can say, will get vanished away. So it is better to educate them and then make them to believe that compliance is the only way where we can grow together. Where I often say that compliance are like brakes for an automobile. If an automobile is not having any brakes, like even Mercedes-Benz, if I have got a Mercedes-Benz and if I don't have brakes, can I drive at a 5 kilometer speed? No, I don't take that risk. So for efficient speed or efficient growth, compliance is necessary evil, I can say.
Very true, sir. Thank you so much. Just to summarize what he said, and in the spirit of that, it is not growth or compliance, it is growth and compliance, which is very, very important for us to know, because as we move towards Viksit Bharat, I think all of us here in the room would have grown multifold as entities. And we would definitely not have small practice, but large practice. And when we talk about it, it will be so very important to take this ahead in the next 2 decades from here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sir, one more point which I wanted to make, and you did mention about it, is that 60-70% of the cases are pure ignorance. Okay. And education is very, very critical at various points of time. So the ignorance is converted into knowledge and then very concrete action. What are the behavioral or governance issues, which SEBI most frequently observe when you are doing investigations? Sir, your experience goes from 1998 till date, which is a very rich experience. What are those 1 or 2 things you can see in any entity which differentiates, and how SEBI can advise the market participants going forward?
See, first of all, I should say that we should bring a culture, compliance culture. We have to build as it is a religion. That means we always believe in our religion, mostly in our Indian culture. So we have to make them compliance as a religion. Then you start believing it, it is going to help enormous. And I can correlate with my marathons, I can say. See, running 42 kilometers is not so easy, and we will also face a lot of issues, health issues as well as mental issues. In that every time we used to feel, so we have to stop, I don't want to do further. But this is where every compliance officer faces the challenge. They always comes out with us to SEBI and say that, sir, this is not practical to do that. But if we don't achieve, we need to bring out the international standards so that we can bring the foreign capital, foreign investments, so that we alone cannot grow to just like that. We need several aspects to grow our entire ecosystem, for which our resources are not just sufficient. We also need to tap the foreign capital in terms of everywhere. I can say that in terms of the municipal bonds, in terms of REITs and InvITs, and in terms of mutual fund investments. Of course, mutual fund investments is like going in an automatic mode. But there are some other areas where we have not emphasized. We need to have the foreign capital. It is not foreign capital alone is not sufficient, but we need that to make the entire country to grow. So I say that compliance is not your responsibility. Compliance is a collective responsibility. It is my responsibility to ensure, and it is your responsibility to, I think you have to come out with the mindset.
Thank you, sir. I think a very important point you made in what you said is the responsibility of the stakeholders.
Absolutely.
And it is not me versus you, it is us together, which has to be understood. It is not SEBI versus market participants, it is SEBI and market participants together, which can, change the path for us going forward. Sir, in your career, and at what point, and this is a question with most of the people, at what point does inspection convert into an investigation? And what is enforcement really? So just for people to understand, because these are words for us, and we understand the meaning of it, but what is the borderline where, it kind of moves from an inspection to an investigation really?
When inspection is like looking out the compliances part, but there is, in case misconduct has added with mens rea, it may lead to investigation. So if somebody's intention to do something bad, then it comes to the investigation. If there is no, without any intentions, if you are doing some mistakes, yes. And I can also admit saying that I also has crossed several red signals in my driving skills. It doesn't mean that I am a habitual offender. I also feel that mistakes do happen when we are doing with good intentions also. So in such cases, there is nothing. We always have a liberal view. That is what I would like to say. But it doesn't mean that every time SEBI takes a liberal view, because when somebody crosses a small line for maybe around an inch, maybe if they cross, and if they feel that SEBI has taken a liberal view, then they will try to cross for 1 more inch. So over a period of time, 3 or 4 years down the line, they will start doing something wrong things. In such cases, SEBI will not tolerate. That is what I would like to say. Because we should know from our mistakes.
Right. Sir, and to bring this point about culture, because you would have seen that so closely about which culture and what kind of culture helps compliance, and in certain cases, what sort of a culture really you come into a point where things are investigated. Okay, what kind of mindset do all of us really need to have, when it comes to compliance as a culture?
See, first of all, it's only the mindset. We have to change our mindset. Compliance is not a burden. Compliance gives you wings to your business. So once we believe in that, and the compliance has to come from the top persons should think more about compliance. It is only for the benefit of the organization. And we together should look out only for the country goals. If you are not able to visualize what are the countries is going to have the market capitalization in the year 2047, of course, we will also aspire to look out for the event. But we need to aspire towards longer term goals. That is what I would like to say. We have to look and believe only for the long term goals.
Yeah. Sir, I think you made a very good point, is that it comes from the top. And culture is driven from the top to the bottom. And that is where the people at the bottom would really respect what compliance is all about. And I've been speaking, on this topic and hearing a lot of people. So somebody quoted very nicely is that compliance is like breathing. You breathe in and breathe out. It should be so natural at times. Yes, it's very idealistic thing at times, due to ignorance or, the amount of circulars keep coming. At times it becomes slightly difficult to keep a tab on everything. And I think as a community, as we are growing, we are understanding the, importance of how to do it. Though we know, we may not really know how to do it and be as much compliant as possible to make sure that, as a responsibility, it has to be driven from the top, as you, rightly mentioned. Sir, one question, I'm tempted to ask, in the age of AI and technology, what is SEBI looking forward to when it comes to something like investigation? And in your experience or whatever you are seeing now with the changes, and earlier it used to be maybe a lot of papers to be scanned, etc. But with AI and the tech thing around, what do you think will be the role of investigation, and how, if you can just help us on that?
First, let me speak about the AI, the impact of AI with respect to IARAs. And it is going to have definitely a very big challenge for everyone, every IA and RA, because it is going to replace the entire human intelligence. And it is going, but the role of IARA is to have the relationship with your clients. If you are maintaining healthy relationships and if you are giving you proper advices as per the tailor-made to the investors, then they are not going to leave you, and they are not going to rely only upon AI. So if you want to make sure that you have to withstand with the AI revolution, then you need to be in constant touch with the investor requirement, your client requirement. And with respect to investigations, it is going to change drastically. I can say that maybe in 10 years down the line,
True.
there's no human maybe not be involved over there. Maybe agentic AI may take over.
True. That's right. That's right. But from an investigation point of view, does your role or life become simpler, or is it going to be?
It is going to complicate. It is going to complicate because it is not AI in terms of my side. AI in terms of the fraudster side also. They will also employ so many AIs.
Sure.
So it is going to complicate. It is not going to be easy because we have to keep up pace with them.
That's right. That's right. So just on a note, because we don't know how SEBI works, but do you all undergo a training for something like this? Because this is very new in terms of, so is there anything where you would like to share with us?
As many of learning skills, what you can say that when you are a student, you have to learn from peers also. You have to learn from your seniors, you have to learn from peers, and you have to learn from the market. So learning will be, it is like, it's an everyday affair. If you stop learning, you'll stop growing, and you will not be able to succeed in whatever the job which you are handling. So we also undergo under training, and we also ensure that my teams will also are strengthened with proper training, because capacity building is the most important aspect for anyone.
Right. So, sir, for our audience, what is a message you would like to give in terms of the compliance culture to build going forward? We have reached this point, and we are exactly at an inflection point where there can be a tectonic shift in which we may not even have imagined the growth of this community and the profession. There are early numbers which are showing a lot of hope to us, and a lot of new entrants are coming. What is your message for our audience here? Because this set of audience, you will have people with 3 decades of experience to even a month or
Absolutely. They may be having more experience than me, because they are in and day out, they are handling their clients, they are handling the investors. Give only I can say that quality advice to them. If you are giving quality advice to them, you are bound to grow. There is no one is going to stop. There is no one is going to stop you if you are giving quality advice. And it should be tailor-made. That means I can say that I can correlate with the movie making. Every movie they make with a lot of investment. But unless until it touches with the viewer heart, they are not going to succeed. Many movies they might have spent about 100 crores, but they have flopped on the box office because they have not touched the hearts of the investors, what I want to say, the people. Similarly, if you are not able to give value addition to your investors, there is no scope for the growth. So it's a quality advice is required.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. So quality advice with a sense of responsibility as a stakeholder, with culture and compliance. I think these are ingredients for us to really move forward towards the Viksit Bharat. And the experience what Sir brings to the table today and what he's sharing is something which we need to keep in mind, as we scale up, because I'm definitely sure that a decade or 2 decades from now, we would definitely be at a very different level in terms of the size and the scale of the practices, where trust and time is in deficit today at all levels. It is so very important for us to recognize the fact that something behind is going to protect us, and which is compliance, which very often as market participants, we look at it from a other point of view. But when compliance comes in and knocks the doors, and if we are able to embrace it in the right way, just the way we breathe in and breathe out, very easy to say, but I think that's the future. And therefore, it will take us to a completely different level. And it is compliance and growth, and that to sustainable growth, which is very important. We don't want a growth which will come and go, and we become history. Yeah. So, and therefore, investigation, what I understand, is nothing but a way to make sure there is market integrity, there is investor confidence. And if investor confidence is growing, then we have a space and a place in this marketplace. Otherwise, we will not be required. So thank you so much, sir. I think these were so very important things, which I think at the beginning of Aspire 2026, we start with something which is going to put us in a good state.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for me too.
Thank you very much, sir.